Like I did not sleep at all last night.
Nah.
You'll see it in my face. Look at me.
Look at that face.
Yeah, I got that tired face. Like I already got resting baby face.
Yeah.
But now that's what RBF stands for, right?
Double. Double.
Let's see here. I'm turning you up a little bit in my ears. Put myself on Do Not Disturb. Because
Do not disturb.
people do be disturbing. How do I do that? Okay, here we go. Yo.
Be disrupting.
Okay. Hey, so recapping some anime, do you want to just do one of those? If we do just one of them, I'd want to do Fire Force. If you want to do both of them, we could do both.
I mean, we've pretty much been like somewhat recapping Solo Leveling anyway.
I know a little bit, right? I was kind of like,
so we could do
but
like
you know, we didn't. We could do a quick one, like yeah.
Quick recap. Let's go. Fire.
All right.
There
we go.
All right. I went and watched the Kaiju movie.
Oh man, see, they still hadn't even come out here in Abilene, dude.
I would say,
how is it?
I liked it. It is like I said, it is the recap of the whole first season.
Yeah.
There were some scenes that were my favorite scenes that didn't make the cut, which I understand. They're trying to tell the whole season within like it goes like almost like 111 minutes or something like that. So they had like a relatively small amount of time to tell a whole one season story. But I mean, if that was somebody's like first time ever seeing Kaiju number 8, it got the point across. Like,
okay,
this is what's happening.
Yeah,
Kafka's a Kaiju now. Got caught. Okay, now we gotta go.
Let's move on. Yeah.
And there was like it was like one of the side stories that they animated. It was like a day off, like one of the little side things they had. That was like the extra kind of episode, I guess, that they had like halfway credit.
But they didn't really like do a whole new arc. It was just kind of just a.
No, it was just like their day off, following Hoshina. Like it was like T minus Kafka following the Hoshina, the vice captain. And it was just like little like funny kind of thing. You know?
So, would you recommend it though?
Yeah, I would recommend it. Like I said, they're like they got the point across. If you needed somebody like real quick, like hey, like especially if it's somebody who wants to go into season 2 but doesn't have time to watch all of season 1, they could watch. They could find this, watch it, and like it got the whole main point of the story across.
Okay. So I don't know how I'm gonna. Do they ever drop those movies? They drop those movies on Crunchyroll. Like it'll eventually be there. Yeah, it'll eventually be.
So yeah, because Mugen Train made it on the Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and Jujutsu Kaisen. Those movies are in the timeline too.
Yeah, they'll make it in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know, I turned off the wrong light. Let me do this. Okay. I think I took away too much light. We're all right, man. Come on, dude. Let's just do it, bro.
Let's just do it.
Doing it, man. Doing it.
All right. And 3.
Oh, wait.
Recap.
No. Yeah. Do you want to play a game? I've got a.
Yeah. What do you
got a name? I've got 2 name games. We could do a name game for this one, and then a name game for the next episode.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Meat Pot. It's me, Dwayne, with Seth, and we are here to bring you some more anime because it's
Boo boo.
gonna be May. Or sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they don't know. I don't know where we are in the timeline. I'm all confused, Joe Angel. Like we did. I don't want to pull back the curtain here, but we're all out of sorts with our timeline, with mine and your timeline. So I don't even know when the last time we did this, but let me tell you that Anime Me is a podcast where two friends show each other anime and we give our uninformed opinion about it. One episode at a time. We drop every Monday. Look for us wherever you listen to podcasts.
One episode at a time. One anime at a time. But today,
tell the folks, yeah.
We are not doing. Today we're going to do a little bit of a recap because it's been a while between the last one and this one, and we watched a ton of anime. There's been a ton of anime that have done second seasons, some that's in 3 seasons, and today Sal's going to tell us which ones we are going to be recapping that he's watched.
Well, you know, we did. I think you thought. Here's the thing, Joe Angel. Yeah. I think you thought that I would be done with a certain anime, which I am not. It's what's that show called? Darling in the Franxx.
Darling in
the Franxx. I like Franxx. I like to think that she's, you know, she works at a 7-Eleven and she has to man that little hot dog rolling machine. That's all she does.
That's all she does.
We'll finish it later. But no. Should I tell us what we're talking about?
Should you give us a name?
Or should you tell us what we're talking about? Should I give you the name? We all know it. It's back for a... Wait, you know what? Maybe we should do... Okay, here's the thing. We've talked about Solo Leveling. We've kind of... I don't know if we've talked about it on the show, though, because I feel like maybe we do it like maybe
in passing
show and post-show.
Post-show, yeah.
You and I are chatting about it, but we haven't talked about it here on this show. And I've got a conspiracy theory. All right, hold on. Joe Angel, put a pause on it. I'm going to change this light one more time. I'm going to turn the light on. Here we go. And we out here. You know what I need is some neon lights. I need neon lights behind me, bro. Yeah. And then, boom, I'm freaking podcasting. All right, that looks good. Okay. Solo Leveling. We're going to talk about Solo Leveling because it just finished up and they're coming back so fast. Has any anime returned this quickly? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we usually have to wait a year. We're not going to have to wait a year.
Yeah. No.
Right? Am I wrong?
They're bringing it out. I think
it's scheduled. It will drop like... I thought late summer. No, not next year. I think it's going to be... It's coming out this year. You know what? Jamie, can we throw to Jamie? Jamie, can you look up the release date for the next season? So it's coming back a lot sooner than most people think. And
we all
break down something. We'll talk about some...
handle their
I mean, they're going to start, you know... They're not giving raises. They're not giving raises. But I wonder, though, you know, like, if these tariffs are going to slow the anime down, you know, like, how do you ship anime over here, bro? I don't know.
So I got the internet.
or, you know, this... I didn't follow up with the Texas legislation. If any of that is going to hinder any of this. Solo Leveling shouldn't. They don't have that kind of the fan services. Crazy. I think that the issue that they have
not as crazy as like some.
It's gory. There's a lot of blood.
There is an abridged version that I've been following on YouTube.
A Solo Leveling abridged version.
Dude, those guys
like the way they. Like the way they do the Goku,
like
abridged.
It's
it like that?
Abridged like that, but they like go off the wall with it.
The
Let's
one
just
of the
say
best things that
that not like us
uh-huh.
is heavily prevalent in that
Okay.
that bridge series.
Dude, there has been a lot of stuff that has come from solo leveling, and I'm loving all the memes. Like, I don't know how many. I feel like on my Instagram feed is just like solo leveling, arise. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah, there has been so many arise ones. Like there was one where this lady's like screaming in front of a crowd, and this man comes up and slaps the woman, and she's like freaked out, and then somebody put over the audio arise.
All right.
It's just yeah, just like anytime someone falls down, it's just like
Is that one or like
arise.
it's like me at my best friend's funeral going up to the casket to say,
Yeah,
okay.
arise. It's been like solid. When do we find out if solo leveling wins anime of the year? When do they make those announcements?
So those announcements are due on May 25th, according to the Crunchyroll website. So I think
Also
the
very
voting
soon.
I think the voting is done, and so at May
I did my
25th,
voting.
I think it's going to be the voting. I did my voting. Yeah, so
All
a
right.
lot.
So before we get into like some specifics, I got what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not a conspiracy theory. It's more.
Is it a style theory or?
Mm-hmm. It's a style theory. Here we go. Solo leveling. How am I framed up here? Because you're gonna have to come. I want you to come in here, Joe Angel. Post Joe Angel. Get ready to throw some stuff around. Question marks, exclamation points, scenes from the show. Solo leveling. Sung Jin-woo, our protagonist, is America. He's America, right? So the beginning of the show, we find America weak, not a superpower. He's just a regular person. He's like going through the Great Depression, right? He dies, okay? He comes out of that death and he starts gaining power. He starts becoming a superpower, right? And you see him like gaining strength, right? Here's another thing that makes you believe that Sung Jin-woo is America. When he starts beating folks and he brings them onto this side, he goes into these places, he conquers them and says, you know what? You're on my side now. Gathering allies, right? You're on the American team. And then here's the other thing. He takes these polar bears, he puts them on his side. Look at their arms. Okay? The right to bear firearms. The bear's arms are on fire. The right to bear firearms. Joe Angel. If that's not America, okay? This is Sung Jin-woo. Okay, and here's another thing. Sung Jin-woo always he's waiting. He's always waiting on the side. He doesn't want to be, he says he wants to be pacifist. You know, America once claimed that we were pacifists. He's not a pacifist.
We ain't gonna jump in until we have.
Exactly. Wait, watch every time. Every time Sung Jin-woo needs to be, he's like, I'm gonna just wait. People get beat up. People get ripped to shreds. They're already at war. Okay. He is now in possession of weapons of mass destruction. Okay. He is a weapon of mass destruction. He's waiting for everybody to get annihilated. There's a terrorist out there, and he's cutting people's heads off. Joe Angel, he's cutting people's heads off. This terrorist. And then Sung Jin-woo comes in. Well, you know, there's been casualties.
Yeah.
And Sung Jin-woo comes in, swoops in, and saves the day. This is an allegory. This is Sung Jin-woo is America as a superpower. And we don't know if he is going to become too powerful to where he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, Joe Angel. Can you do you
around
follow
long
me?
enough to become a villain.
Yeah, exactly. The right to bear firearms. Those are polar bears with fire on their arms. Freaking America, bro. It's America. I don't know if that take is out there, but put it out there.
Out there now.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed, internet. Okay, this is happening. Watch the show, and you're like, oh, wait a second. Wait a second. You'll start to notice
We
it.
need
You'll
that
start
dude
to
that
see
does
it.
TikToks where he does the conspiracies, where he's all like
Yes.
watching this and not barely noticing
And then
this, and he goes through the whole timeline. Oh wait,
you zoom in. You
yeah,
zoom in on nothing. It's just a pixel. And then, what is
yeah.
that? Oh, it's a triangle? Wait a second. That's Illuminati. Yeah. I mean, a little bit. A little bit. Here's the thing I will also say. Did you not feel that the finale was a little weak? Or
I
is
will
that just me?
say it like built up. We got the scene with Beru turning to the shadow as part of the team now.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the raid. Everybody knows Senjin Wu's him now, and
He is
then
he.
he is him, and then it's just him. All right, on I think he was back on the island or went through a portal, and then he's like, "All right, cool." Now I think I'm trying to remember the line where it's something about Hunter's Hunt. That's what they. And we kind of zoom in,
100%.
have that like
Mm-hmm.
he has the one eye that's all flared up, and then
Yeah.
just doing the sexy pose, and then we
Gotta
get
do sexy
it.
pose.
Which,
The end.
like
Yeah.
I said, I'm pretty sure since it was only 30 minutes, I like I said, because everybody disliked the episode where
This is
Mom woke up.
borderline. This is borderline
They
conspiracy theory, which I'm
they
here for.
pull. They're like, all right, you know what? Well, guess what? No hour finale. How about that? Take that. And
What
you know
if?
what?
Okay. What
Finale.
if?
We're not getting it's a walk. Take
What
that.
if they made? Okay, say they bring back the mother, and what
Yeah.
if they had like written a part in the show where 30 minutes of it is the other 30 minutes that they cut out of it was his mom like becoming powerful, like because he brought her back to like the way
Yeah.
he was brought back. If she's brought back too, maybe something's awakened in her, and there's something, and they probably had a part of it, and they were like, nobody liked the mom episode. We'll just cut the mom out of the next episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all
Like,
about
I mean, because if Pet Cemetery taught us anything, you don't
yeah.
bring somebody
Yeah.
back. You don't
They're
really
not the
bring
same
something.
person when they come back.
It's not the same. You bring back the dead, and then they come back with something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you've seen too many things. You went to the dark side, and then brought the dark side back with you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
well, hey, well, you watched the. I mean, you've read the manhwa, right? Or you're
Yeah.
reading the manhwa.
Yeah.
So
70, 85% done.
so could you, as you're watching the show and you see this part happen, do you sense that there are some things that they cut out from the show that was in the manhwa that could have been in this finale? Right? Do you get what I'm kind of?
Yeah. Well,
Unless you think that
so
maybe they just hold for next season for that stuff.
it's kind of a lull between this and that. Because
Mm-hmm.
after because the whole battle arc was like a pretty big kind of arc in the manga too. As well. That
Yeah.
whole fight scene, him saving mom coming back. There's like a little part too where he kind of does the. They go to the funeral, do that stuff, and then it's a lot of other world building up for the next step of what the character
Yeah.
is going to do. Because now he's recognized as okay. Now he's like S rank, basically single handedly defeated the raid on the island. So
Yeah.
and so they're above the S rank hunters. They're known as like national hunters. So these are the
Mm-hmm.
people who are like above S rank. And so,
Okay, so who would
yeah.
that be? So we saw some guys that came from
So,
other.
yeah. So basically, what's his name?
There was a guy on the boat. The
Japanese
guy on
dude,
the boat that was like,
the
yeah,
Japanese dude that got murked, that was the leader of the
yeah, yeah.
Japanese squad. He
Uh-huh.
was on track to become a national level hunter for Japan, but he got murked. And so now Sun
Hmm.
Jin-woo came, basically single-handedly beat the raid. And so now everybody's looking at him like, oh, is he now above this? Is he a national level hunter? So
He's
we're
got to
getting
be.
into that. Where it goes from there, it's where it starts bringing that part of the story. And so I think
Okay.
season 3 is where it's going to start from that. It's like starting to introduce, all right, this is the next level of hunters that are, above the districts, that are more powerful.
It's kind of interesting because this show is just Sung Jin Woo. Like it's just him. He's like the guy. Of course, he has his whole like the dark. What do we call them? Dark Legion. What do we call them? The Foot Clan.
Shadow Army
Uh,
Clan,
the Shadow Army. Yeah, I like the
Shadow
Foot
Army,
Clan. Shadow Foot Clan. He's got the
Shadowfoot.
Shadow Army, and you got the Shadow Foot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just laying folks out by himself, and it's most anime or most stories that we've watched, I feel like it's always a team. I feel like it's always kind of like it's me,
Power,
myself, and I
friendship.
here. Yeah, yeah, power of friendship, power of love, all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And it's just like, nah,
Nah,
dog,
it's
I
all beat.
got this. Yeah, by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's got Tupac
sit
playing
down.
All Eyes on Me.
And no, and here's the thing. It's crazy because like there's like it's it's these S rank or A rank,
Yeah,
like fighters, and then it's just like, he's off the scale.
yeah. He's
Then there's Sung Jin Woo. Like
yeah.
they can't even do anything. They can barely even fight off one of these little bitty
It's
ants
like
by
S Rank,
themselves.
Sung Jin Woo, and then Camera Guy.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, the camera guy and Sung Jin Woo here.
Yeah,
Everybody else down there.
because that Camera Guy
So it's just kind of
survived that raid.
I say that because I kind of wish that there were some other some other players in this world. And are we gonna see? Because there had been like like some guys that have come around. I don't know if there's a dude out there. He looked like he was from a different plan, like a different dimension. And
Yeah,
I'm like, is that Sung Jin Woo's dad? Tell me, am I wrong? Is his dad? That's his. Is there a dad in there? He doesn't
yeah.
say it. Okay,
Doesn't
he
say it,
lays it too.
but
He doesn't
that.
say it, but that maybe his dad. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, it's too late for this, but spoilers. Yeah,
Spoilers.
spoilers. Let's put it at the beginning of the show. Put this part right. Hey, by the way,
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah,
And so like I just wonder where it goes from here because he is formidable.
yeah.
He like you just see him. You see, was it Beru? How do we say that? Beru, Beru,
Better, better.
Beru. Beru just like lays out folks. He once again,
Oh,
it goes E A F D C A B S rank.
yeah,
Sung Jin Woo,
yeah,
Beru down here,
yeah.
cameraman up here.
Up
Like
here.
and he still lays him out. So I'm just like, there's nobody that really. But then we see these two guys. I believe I don't know who they were. They come from another dimension too, from the dark world.
From the doctor.
And I'm like, okay, this dark world probably has the people. Like those are the people.
Yeah.
That he's gonna have to fight. But it's just gonna be him. I'm gonna guess, but he has a shadow.
I would say
Plan.
it does get pretty nice.
Okay.
In my mind, like power ranking, all that, like, especially where I'm at right now. I know how it ends, but still, like, it's pretty. Like, it's gonna be like the first half, season 3, maybe like the first 3 probably episodes if they want to take that long. it'll be that world building of like, all right, we're gonna introduce national hunters. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
this is the level Sinru's going to now, and then we'll get to the next big bets.
I tell you this, the second episode, the fight with Beto O'Rourke with Beto,
Beto O'Rourke,
you know,
Beto
Beto
O'Rourke.
O'Rourke. That was some of the best. Like, it was so cool, like, to watch that sequence. That the sound engineering, the way they like imagined them moving, like lightning, colorful lightning, was just
and I don't know
beautiful
how like
and cool and fun.
Because the cat guy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cat
he
guy.
he was the only one that could see them fight. Basically,
Yeah.
like he was the one that keep up with them. It was almost reminiscent of like Gohan being the only one able to sense Cell and Goku
I,
fight, and everybody.
I remember saying, I was thinking the same thing when I was watching that. It's like, oh, he's not as powerful as they are, but he's powerful enough to at least see what's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just seeing like lightning.
Yeah. Oh, like, so fast.
Yeah. I loved all that. I thought that was just like really cool. And if we can figure out when this next season comes out, man, like that new drop, it's gonna be. I am still. That second episode near the end really kind of made it a close. It must have made it a close fight for Anime of the Year between Dandadan, Frieren, and Solo Leveling. Those three. You know, like those three right there are going to be. It's going to be interesting to see who wins out of these.
Yeah, who comes
three.
out on that?
All right. Well.
All right.
You
that was
to add to that. Yeah, Solo Leveling.
Let's see.
Okay.
All in all, I would say
season 3, late 2026. So yeah, never mind. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I thought that we would be getting a this year one. Maybe I was thinking of something else. Maybe I'm thinking of Dandadan. Is Dandadan coming back fast? That's what I was thinking of. Dandadan.
That was the other thing too, where I think it's the first 3 episodes are going to be released in theaters.
Oh. Yeah. We could also talk about that. We won't talk about it. We won't talk about that. We'll save that for later. We're talking about the second show. I'm not completely. Here's a caveat to the me being caught up or finishing an anime.
Yeah.
Fire Force is in its 3rd season. I just finished the 2nd season. I haven't started the 3rd season because I wanted to. Like most, I guess I'm starting to becoming a little bit more like an anime nerd. I want to build it up a little bit so I can binge some of it.
You want to wait? Yeah. I kind of had to go. I had to go watch a little recap on YouTube that I found.
The second season, dude.
I was like, let's go recap this so I can kind of refresh myself.
Bro. Okay, so Fire Force is wild, dude. Like it really is. Like I really enjoyed. Like initially, the show got me because of the fire, the explosions, the sound engineering is so good. Freaking Ben, Sir Ben, what's his name? He's
Arthur.
He is just the coolest, and he does that like moon kick thing. I can't remember what it's called, like moon explosion, whatever. And the way it's so epic. It's like one of my favorite things. Like I think I was talking to somebody about like some anime stuff, and I pulled that up. I was like, dude, you got to see this. And I think I may have just found it on YouTube. And I set it up in my living room. I turn on the sound, like the surround sound and everything, just so that you could feel it. Because it's just like, it's epic. It's like the way they imagine. Yeah, just to be in it, you were like, it's kind of jaw dropping a little bit.
Yeah, you had the
Then
heater out so you can feel like you were more there.
yeah, I waited till there's a full moon outside. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
let's go. There's the full moon, and feel the heat from the fire. Some of that stuff is just so cool. The show is, I think when we first initially talked about it, I was just like, it took itself very seriously initially, but then it has the levity, and it has some silliness, and they're kind of kids, him and Arthur.
aren't they?
They are, so there's a little bit of levity, but then it's pretty like dark and heavy.
Yeah, it gets pretty hit.
I feel like it's I feel like it's a takedown of the Catholic Church a little bit, right? A little bit, like they kind of go
It does with morality and like religion,
It
like
does.
Scylla, all that stuff. Yeah,
I mean, I could see people taking offense to the way they portray. It's not like they don't say it's the Catholic Church. It's the Fire Force. And what do we call
we all
that?
know
Is that yeah, we know.
we know.
Bro, there was, I remember what episode it is. It's like season 2, episode somewhere between 16 and 20, somewhere in there. And they don't show anything, but they suggest like a priest and a Ultra Boy interaction.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. I'm watching and I'm like, what am I watching? What is happening here? Is this happening in this?
Are they
Is
doing
this
this?
happening? They did this, and I was just like, this is wild, dude. Like, and after that episode, I like jumped out and I had to look at what the rating was. I was like, who is this rated for? I don't even think I'm old enough for this content.
To watch this.
It was there, and then there was oh, what's her name? Is it Tomoko or
Tamaki?
Is it Tamaki?
Tamaki is the one who
She's
can't keep her clothes on.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. And then it was one of the evangelists, and he's like training to defeat her, but he can't defeat her because she's too beautiful, and her clothes keeps falling off, and it's his only weakness. So then, cut to
Straight up fighting masquerade.
Then we have a montage of we go through, like, I don't know how long of a montage we go through of him training. He's like, I'm gonna train to fight this woman, and so he goes to like a gentleman's club. He's like watching movie. He's exposing himself. He's outside on a windy day waiting for ladies' dresses to fly up. Just like, I'm gonna train to be the most powerful so I can fight. It is that it was a full episode of that, and it was ridiculous. I was like, they're gonna mash these 2 episodes up together, like the Ultra Boy episode, and then the the show is wild, dude. Like, it is crazy, though. It remains to be like, it has all the explosions you want. It has all the fire, and it also is, conceptually is very interesting. It reminds me of Dune. Have you read any Dune?
I haven't read it. I watched the first part. Neither watched the second part.
They have very similar, there's a similar turn in the show. Yeah. Because there's a reveal, like, oh, this whole time, this was actually what was happening. And it happens in Dune too, where somebody had established, a part of this religion into a people, and they they gravitate towards it and they base their entire lives off of it and all this kind of stuff. And this is happening on Dune. And the same kind of feeling that's happening in the Fire Force show. And I'm intrigued, which means, I will continue to watch it with a bit of trepidation that they could jump the shark here and go off the deep end, because there's been some crazy episodes.
Yeah, I did start season 3. I think right now it was 4 episodes in. I will say the way it starts, it is like, I felt like Edgar Wright was part of this group for a minute.
Okay.
For the intro.
And
the first episode, you'll see it in a good way. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you'll see it in the intro. There's a scene. The intro scene pops up. You're like, "Is this Edgar Wright? Is he in this? Is he doing this?" Like, there's some stuff that I was like, all right, especially since we just talked about like Scott Pilgrim and all that stuff. And so,
okay.
But yeah, there's some of that stuff. I was like, the sound design is so amazing on
still
all the
good.
Stuff
they
I think that's one thing that hasn't dropped is their sound design. Like, sound design wise, they're like so crisp and clean with it.
It is so cool. This is what sound design can be, not just for like anime, but for like movies. I want to see. I don't think I've seen sound engineering like this in movies. I think you kind of feel it a little bit. You know, there's a scene in I think is it Star Trek, the new ones, where they're in the ship, and like, we know when we watch space movies, we see them like shooting lasers and guns, and you hear the explosions and stuff. Supposedly there's no sound. There's no sound in space. It's just like, even if there was an explosion, there's just like a vacuum of sound. Yeah. And in the movie, like, somebody stays back and they shoot the spaceship through the other spaceship so that their comrades could get away.
Yeah.
But like, there's like chaos going on. And then when that part happens, it's dead silent in the theater, like dead silent. But you witness this explosion, and it is just, it's epic. It's epic. That kind of thing. Just like they know how to engineer a moment to where it has more gravity. The sound lends itself to like an awe-inspiring moment. Yeah. And there are a couple moments like that, not just, the moon kick, but like some other moments in there where they're just like, they get that sound engineering just right to give you a little bit of a chill or tingle in the back of your neck. It's nice. All right, but that's it though. I'm gonna continue to watch it. I'll let you know. We've gotten to the near the end of the show, where I'm going to spring something on you, Joe Enjoy. Here we go. It's called Sal's one and only recommendation, because he's watched only other anime without Joe Angel asking him. You should check out a show called Lazarus. Have you heard of Lazarus?
I've heard of it. I need to start.
Okay, so there's only like a couple episodes. It's on HBO Max. Yeah. I don't know much about it. All I saw, though, when I was like watching it, it has some Cowboy Bebop vibes a little bit, and also it's Mappa Studios, and let's just say that they do it up. There is
it comes out on Adult Swim.
Oh, is it and it's an Adult Swim one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, they do something, and I mean, we've seen a couple things like it. But they have a great chase sequence at the beginning of the show, or in the beginning of the section of the show. And it just looks great and sounds great, and it looks really like polished and fun. I love, they do some great angle work, and the music is great. Watch it and tell me if you don't feel a little bit of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, right, I know it was one that I had been following, because I saw it when it got announced that they were coming out with it, and then saw like the trailer for it and stuff. So it was one that I've been like waiting on for it to drop.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that it was already on HBO, and so I was like deciding Y'all want to watch
or
it and then watch it weekly,
I?
or let it
I've
go?
already started. I've already started it, and I'm like, well, maybe I should hold off. And Joe Angel, you hold off from watching it, and then maybe we could do it as a Sal, But Sal Timber's so far from now. I don't know if you want to wait that long. That's a long time. Because it's a good show. It's a good show to be waiting for.
It's a good show.
Or it feels pretty good. It's an interesting one. All right. One other thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a game with me?
Yeah, let's play a game.
All right. This is just the anime name game. No big deal. Anime name. Yeah. I'm going to give you two names.
Go.
I'll give you two names, and you are going to tell me which one's the real one and which one's the fake one.
It's Chat.
Yeah, okay, so I did get ChatGPT to help me out with a little bit of this. These names are... I'm going to try to bore you to death with these so that you can't figure out which ones. They don't... Neither one of them are exciting.
What is that guy's name for Ferris Bueller, the teacher? The monotone guy?
Oh, Ben Stein. Ben Stein. I'm going Ben Stein on you.
Ben Stein.
You can't tell. You can't tell the anime name game. This is how I'm going to fool you. You're going to be like, well, obviously. Actually, now that I'm looking at these, I'm not exactly sure which one's the right one. So I'm going to have to look it up. Okay. Here we go.
Right.
First name. First one is... I'm going to just give you the English names. All right, first one. Right. The Cat Returns. The Cat Returns. Second one, Cat of the Night. Trouble After Twilight. Cat of the Night. Tagline, Trouble After Twilight.
All
right, talk it out for me. The Cat Returns.
Let me get a shot at this
or
Magic Find real quick.
Oh, okay. Sponsored? I didn't know we were like that, dog.
Sponsored like that, dog.
Yeah, Mind. You know what? Hey,
get my mind going right.
Anime Me name game is brought to you by water. Drink some water. Dang it.
All right.
So
we got
Cat of the Night. The Cat's Return or Cat of the Night. Trouble After Twilight. I'm looking at you. You're not Googling anything. The Cat's Return. So I thought you would get it right, dang, because I know you're into cats, and so maybe you already knew this one was a real one. You already knew. You already knew. You already knew. I don't. Do you know the premise of this show? It's something like, I think this girl gets taken to it's like an isekai, and then she ends up slowly turning into a cat, maybe.
Cats.
Let me tell you the premise of my made up ChatGPT. Cat of the Night is about a boy who turns into a cat at night and gets into mischief. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
that was what I gave. Okay. Hey, pretty solid, pretty easy. I'm hoping the next time you play anime name game, you get stumped a little bit harder. All right. That's it. We did it.
All right.
Top to bottom.
Recap it. But before we go, so between Solo and Fire Force, which one do you feel more drawn towards? Like, as far as like your style, what you go for?
Okay, so I was talking to somebody just recently about this, and I want to. I don't know, because I don't have a whole lot of anime friends. Like, I don't know. I have you, and I have two other guys that I know that love anime, and you have your own
set piece.
Your own taste. I have my own taste. They have their own taste. I actually have an acquaintance too that has his. I know him a little bit, and then they have their own taste. and I'm starting to find out that it can be very particular. It's very particular. And he divulged to me, oh wait, I come to find out that this is how I like my shows.
Yeah.
Because we tried to watch something together, and he's like, I ain't here for it. And I'm like, okay,
ain't having it.
That's interesting, and I go, I ain't having it. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta really go ahead and it's fine. And I commend him for just like being like, this is it. I'm not into that. I'm into this. So if I'm gonna have my own anime set of things, then I should just be like, yo, unapologetically, like you, just like you, no apologies. This is what I'm into. Okay. I want to see cats making ramen. Okay, bro. That's it. So, but the thing is, both these shows kind of fall in line for me.
Yeah.
That, like, I'm, shonen kind of explosions, fire, fighting, easy. I'm here for entertainment value. It's like going to a theater and watching a movie, and you go, well, I could watch this movie in the theater, but I need something that's going to utilize the theater experience more. I'm going to watch. Yeah,
if I'm buying that D-Box seat, I want something that's going to have vibrations.
Yeah, I'm not watching Mrs. Doubtfire and D-Box, bro. Okay, just saying, like, we ain't watching Dead Poet Society of the D-Box. Hey,
you feel him, right?
Yo, it's like, hey, the poetry was in my eyes, bro. Like I'm not here for a 3D experience of Pride and Prejudice. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh snap, Mr. Darcy is like, like,
yo,
with them curls, bro.
Them curls. Feel the Potter out that
I want to be able to see the dust coming. Okay, I would say Solo Leveling. It really, there are points in the I think it's because it's so lean and so tight, because they're shorter seasons. They don't, I feel like Fire Force, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if they're writing it as they're going, but I feel sometimes there could be a little bit of fluff and a little bit of like, it can kind of drag some places here and there. Between the two of them, I just feel like Solo Leveling is just very poignant and it's very clear and cut. Like it's very lean. You can't throw out any episodes. You don't really throw out any scenes. You need most of it to make that show complete. And for Fire Force, I feel like I'm like, you can get rid of some things. You can go ahead and cut some of this stuff. It's unnecessary. So with that being said, I would probably, I would recommend both shows, but if you had just a limited amount of time, I'm going to go Solo Leveling. It's just how it is. It is what it is. What about you? Where do you land on?
I will say, as far as new stuff goes, Solo Leveling is up there for me. I know how both these mangas end.
Mm-hmm.
I do lean towards more of the Fire Force side, just because of the style that it's drawn in. Like, I like the style.
It's
comedic,
fun.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, there is like you said, the depth story of it.
There's that too.
Like, there's that depth, but they also like have fun with it at times because they know, like, hey, they're goofy, they're kids, especially with Shinra and all these characters. They're like, even though they're like teenagers and stuff, they're like every teenage boy. They're still a kid at heart, so they're like,
you don't laugh during Solo Leveling. I don't know if there's any funny moments.
Not really. Yeah.
Not really.
But,
okay.
I would lean towards more.
Okay, I like that. No apologies here, bro. Okay, love what you love.
Apologies is here. Love what you love. And what can you do with that love? You can give us that love by going to the shows, like going to where you watch us. Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to us, wherever you watch us. Give us that love by those likes, by those shares, 5 stars, leave a comment, hit those share buttons, click and subscribe, click the notification, because we do drop on Mondays, every Monday. Buy a shirt, go to our website. That's where you can buy the shirt, anime-me.com, where we have the list of all our episodes, where we have the links to all the socials and podcast platforms, and where we have our shirts. Because like we said, one main thing about anime characters is that they're always drip out. But
get the drip.
Get the drip. And be on the lookout, guys, because we have a special announcement coming out, because we are 10 episodes away from 100. Y'all. Crazy.
We keeping it 100, but we got to get to 100 to keep it 100.
To keep.
So be there.
Yes, sir.
Be there with us.
Be there or be square, guys. You don't
want Yep.
All right, guys. And with that, I've been doing it with my co-host Sal, and I will see you on the latest.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。